And we're back. So I'm Ryan Serrato. This is Ryan's Talk. Here to join me is Tyler Arthur. Brought to you by Poland Springs Sports Water.
Secret sauce.
The secret sauce. So today's topic is something that hits everyone at home, and this topic, kind of goes along with our setting right here too, is mental health at a college institution where athletics, you got concussions and all that, and then even on the actual mental side of things with college, it's just all the stress of homework and especially in our situation, the school's closing down, so that adds a little more troubling things. But Tyler's here to talk about the positive, so go for it.
Yeah, well, first of all, Ryan, thanks for having me on your podcast.
Anytime.
This is, I feel honored to be the first guest. I'm sure, in a couple of years I'll be able to come back and really see the upscale in production.
If I still got a phone.
But yeah, like you said, I just wanted to come in and thanks for the opportunity to talk about mental health. I obviously coming from a coaching background, having mental health on your team is a big, strong component of being successful. But even more so, just being in college and being a college student at one point in my life, understanding the stress of college, especially in the springtime semester, and especially around this time with about a month to go before graduation, even less if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2 weeks.
I think 2 weeks.
Yeah. So probably the height of anxiety on this campus. Not to mention, like you said, the throw in the fact that the school's closing and people worried about getting into their next school, probably something that they never envisioned having to, a battle that they never thought that they would have to face or overcome again once they made their original decision to attend a college in the first place. But, on the topic of mental health, I think it's important that first we recognize that it's a part of everyone's life, like stress, anxiety, the fear of the unknown and the fear of having to deal with what you seem as uncontrollable in your own life. And, that's something that everybody on this campus is experiencing, and it's something that everyone in life in general experiences it. And I think what the big difference is in terms of people who handle it correctly and do not is just their mind frame about going about how they can deal with stress, or what their idea and definition of what stress even is. For example, you may have stress in the classroom, a paper that you didn't expect to have to write, or a certain amount of citations within that paper that you weren't expecting, or just difficulty in finding them. Or, for example, yesterday, we've got a great group of guys on the baseball team that in the later part of the innings of the game, which they probably, and I certainly thought we would win, things didn't go in our favor. A couple balls land this way, a couple calls were made this way, that way, and we end up losing the game. And so that's obviously a stressor, a major stressor on those guys' lives that was just kind of thrown onto them without them asking for it. Obviously, when you go and you play the game of baseball, you understand at some point someone's going to take that ball out of your hand. But the fashion that we did lose yesterday was heartbreaking for those guys, and just knowing that it is coming to an end is hard to deal with. So I think the thing that, mental health, one thing that we can do about it is just try to combat it with a positive mind frame and understand that we're not alone in any certain battle, whether that be anxiety or fear, self-doubt, or anything like that. And something that I think is often overlooked, or something that I overlooked a lot as a young adult in college, was the importance of nutrition and the importance of sleep, and just having your body recovered and taken care of well physiologically, so that little things that get thrown throughout our day, curveballs if you will, of obstacles that we have to overcome or sidestep or just deal with face to face, can really help by having a good foundation nutritionally.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen that. If you guys do not know out there, I went to college beforehand with this guy. He weighed probably 50 more pounds than I did. He's always been in decent shape. But, I mean, after college, he's kind of grown. I don't know, he's kind of got that old man beard, a little more wisdom. So, yeah, he's just really in tune with his mentality and his body. Body-wise, I mean, I think I have a sexy body, but he likes to say that he has one.
Everyone likes their own thing.
Yes,
But,
that's what I was gonna do.
but yeah, no, I thank you, Ryan. That was certainly a unique compliment. But no, I think another thing too, besides just having a strong, nutritional foundation for your body is, and the reason I say that is because of just research and experiences that I've had myself with, digestive issues because of stress. Stress has the ability to not only affect how you sleep, but, the rate at which you metabolize certain micronutrients, the bioavailability of other micronutrients within your body. Like I mentioned before, sleep, which sleep regulates, your ability to recover from everything, even the stress that you're dealing with. So if we're stressed out, we're not eating well, and we're not getting sleep, not only is that going to increase more, it's not going to combat any of the stress that we have, but it's not going to relieve any of it either. So you're almost just doubling down on your own stress. And when you are stressed, you want to eat foods that aren't healthy for you. I don't know very many people that get super stressed and crave like a kale salad, Usually, it's a good burger and some fries, it's comfort food, if you will. Everyone likes their own thing, but sweets in general.
Craving kale salad, craving the Mexican restaurant. So
Taquitos.
Kale.
But yeah, and so I think it's important. And I don't think many people, especially our age, I'll say our age because I'm not, obviously you're older than I am, even though I'm a faculty
disclaimer.
You don't really see, and it's not, obviously I don't think people realize, okay, I'm stressed right now, I'm gonna go do something that's bad for me and just compound the problem or exacerbate the issue. But I think it's so important, that's why I really want to talk about that in particular, or just try to talk to people about that in general, is because just the knowledge of knowing what good nutrition can do for you in ways other than physical appearance. Obviously, just it's a baseball term too. Look good, feel good, play good. I think that does apply to life. I don't think your whole self-worth should be wrapped up in that. But I do think it helps you bounce back, even from injuries that could lead to stress. For example, if you do manual work, and a lot of your identity, a lot of your income, obviously, and all that is wrapped up in your ability to perform on the job. Having a good, routine in terms of food and buying fresh produce and stuff, I think can really help that situation.
Yeah, just keep day to day. Like you said, you perform, and your body and just your mindset just stays positive and just always on a.
Yeah, and it's about the process too. I think that's a big thing. Even with a lot of diets, I know we kind of went from mental health and diets here, but I think they do.
That all that could all go together too.
Yeah, I think it all ties in together big time because everyone lives on the earth to eat and take in food so that you can live. So I'm just saying that I believe the quality of food that you intake can have an effect on the positive output you show to other people and stuff.
Good energy. Food is energy.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But another thing also that I think is really, really helpful in dealing with some of the stress that students may feel on this campus is meditation and yoga. One thing I got into not till after college, probably the greatest thing a woman has ever showed me or gotten me to do was yoga.
What's her name?
I don't know, but God bless her soul. However, just stepping out of your comfort zone for a guy especially, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to do it with the guys on the team, was because I could make it mandatory, and so they would have to, try. But it's just a matter of getting in that zone, feeling a sense of connection with your body, breathing through movement. The biggest thing I think yoga has taught me is breath. When you feeling stressed or any type of anxiety, all the different types of stress, I think one of the best things you can do is just reconnect with your body, take a deep breath, and connect to the breath. I feel like breathing creates mindfulness, and when we're mindful of the things that are going around, around in our lives, I think it makes it easier for us to
Slows it down a little bit.
yeah, it slows it down, allows us to take one issue at a time, process it, look at it, ask yourself, why is this stressing you out? What it is about it? How can we do something about it? Can we do anything about it? And if not, how our mentality should be about that particular issue going forward. And anytime I think in today's world that you can allow yourself, teach yourself, get yourself to focus even just on one thing at a time. You see people all the time nowadays are always doing 50 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
And not that that's bad. I think technology is, and I think we as people will get better with that as we get better with technology, more familiar with it, we'll have a better grasp on how to not necessarily have it run our lives, but enhance our lives and stuff like that. So. But yeah, just the ability for yoga to, to just put your phone down for an hour,
Yeah.
To connect with someone else.
Everyone's just
You never heard a yoga teacher yell at you, they talk in a soothing voice. There's just something about that experience to me that is calming. And I think it's really important too that people feel confident in their ability to create the type of mental environment that they want to be in.
Yeah.
For example, I think this might be off topic, but the idea that people can take a pill and feel a certain type of way, or take a pill and I think for trauma, exactly, that those things are great, but in terms of stress and stuff like that, I think it should at least first be explored, the ability to teach another person who's going through those issues to combat them with their own mind.
Yeah.
I think we as a generation have begun to underestimate the power of our mind and its ability and the role that it plays in not only making us sad, but also making us happy. I feel like we focus in the media as well on our brain's ability to make us sad, but our brain's inability to make us happy, and that we have to find happiness either through some sort of material or something that's been created.
Yeah.
And I would just like to see, and I think I would see, people deal with stress better if they were just more confident in themselves to, even search out new areas for de-stressing, taking the stress
mental
out.
workouts or something,
Yeah, I've got a thing that I always say, when I can't get out of my head, get into my body.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that, if I'm just sitting around overthinking about something, or just, particularly overthinking the same thing, something that's ahead in the future that I can't make happen any faster, or I can't do anything about, or something in the past that I can't change, that I can no longer change, go and just get into my body, meaning go work out. I think people were meant to have a certain level of stress in their lives, and I think our ancestors would have interpreted that more of physical stress. How am I going to build a fire? How am I going to get food? Blah blah blah. And we're very comfortable now, obviously, and don't have the same stresses that we would have, and which is great. That's a compliment to humanity in a way. But I think we still have those same stresses, which I feel like is another reason why yoga and anything that's active can help de-stress you or help slow you down, because your body is meant to go, find, do, save, survive, etc. And so whether it's the ability to get into our body and get a workout in and kind of get that physical stress off, or just to turn off the engine, if you will, and just kind of gain a little sense of mindfulness through meditation or yoga or simple deep breathing exercises, it would pay dividends for not only the students on this campus, but I feel like everyone in life.
Yeah, I totally agree. Fortunately, we have to go to a commercial break. But Tyler, Arthur, I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this has been Ryan's Talk.
Thank you, guys.